Okay, scholars, 7.5. I can use the Pythagorean theorem converse. I'm just going to write P-T converse to determine whether determine if two triangles are right triangles, meaning it has a 90-degree angle. So you already know that you can use the Pythagorean theorem to find a third side length if you have any two of the sides. Pythagorean theorem converse is just backwards. We use this if we already know three sides, but we want to know if a triangle is a right triangle or not. So I'm going to set it up the same way that I would. A squared plus b squared equals c squared, remembering that a and b are always the short sides, the legs, and c is the longest side, or the hypotenuse. So here's one example. I took my legs, plugged them in where a and b go, and then I took my hypotenuse, plugged that in where c should go, and I'm just checking to see if this is a true statement. So I'm going to square everything, I'm going to add up the legs, and I'm going to make sure that it's the same on both sides of the equation. And for this triangle, it works. So this is definitely a right triangle. It looks like it is, but now I know for sure that it is. Okay, if you want to try this on your own, by all means, pause the video and see if you can determine whether or not this triangle is a right triangle or not. And here's the solution. I'm going to use my two short sides for a and b. So I have a squared plus b squared equals c squared, c being the longest. Now I'm going to go to my calculator and I'm actually just going to punch this in. 12 square plus 18 square. I'm going to do that in one step here. So this side adds up to 468. And over here I have 24 square, so I'm going to use my calculator here. 24 square is 576. And this is a false statement here. This is not true. Unlike this one, this is false, so this is not a right triangle. There is no right angle in this triangle. All right, so one other cool thing about the Pythagorean theorem that we should point out is that we can use it to find the distance between any 2 points in the coordinate plane. So let's just say I'm asked to find the distance between these 2 points. Well, I can plot them in the coordinate plane here, 1, 5, and 4, -2, and I can use Pythagorean theorem. Now, all I'm going to do is let's see if Sandy Cheeks can help me here. Here's Sandy. Thank you, Sandy, for being a straight edge for me. I want to know that distance right there. And I'm just going to turn this into a right triangle. So I'm just going to make a leg there. I'm going to make a leg here. And because that's a right triangle, I can use Pythagorean theorem. This leg would be 1, 2, 3 units. This leg would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units. And now I can set up Pythagorean theorem. 3 square plus 7 square equals c square. We'll call this length here c that I'm trying to find. 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, 9 plus 16 is 25. Take the square root of both sides, and the distance is 5 units. And just something for you to ponder, you can also find the legs A and B just by looking at these coordinates. You don't actually have to sketch this picture every time. For example, 1 to 4, so x to x, is a distance of 3 units. And 5 to 2, so y to y, is a distance or difference of 7 units. So 3 square plus 7 square equals c square. So you could have jumped straight to this sneaky little trick for you, okay? All right, and last but not least, we have this picture here. Now this is supposed to be a football problem where you have a football player at this spot on the field and he does some kind of run over here, a little spin juke boo, and then runs this way and presumably scores a touchdown here in the end zone. The question is this a right angle? Yes or no? That's the question. And I'm going to say pause and see if you can determine that on your own. Is this a right angle, yes or no? Go ahead and give that a shot. Okay, to figure this out, I need to use the Pythagorean theorem converse, which means I need to find out if d1 square plus d2 square equals d3 square. So I'm going to use Pythagorean theorem to find the length of d1, and then I'm going to find the length of d2, so now I have both legs. Then I'm going to find the length of d3 using Pythagorean theorem, and then I'm going to plug these into my original formula, and I do get 6,800 equals 6,800. That is the same, so Pythagorean theorem converse tells me that yes, this football player did make a 90-degree turn. Thanks for playing.